You've probably heard the phrase, history repeats itself. It's a phrase that was first proposed by Karl Marx, but what some people don't know is that it's actually only part of the full phrase. The full phrase being, history repeats itself, first as a tragedy, second as a farce. Why am I saying this? Well, this phrase is exactly why reading Frederick Douglass's works is so important. Frederick Douglass was a black man born in the 1800s who escaped from slavery and advocated for the equality of black people and women through his public speaking and written works. Knowing our history of slavery in the US and continuing to teach our younger generations, like you, about how wrong it was is the entire reason as to why something like that will never be accepted by society ever again. We've learned from our mistakes and continue to move forward because of people like Douglass, who showed us what was wrong with our society. Another reason as to why you should read Douglass's works is because it's kind of like a way to pay homage to someone who played a huge role in the ending of slavery and played a part in saving millions from a life of enslavement. Something as large-scale as what Douglass did needs to be remembered for as long as humanly possible. Reading, understanding, and connecting with the written works that he left us with is what helps keep his legacy alive. It also gives insight as to what the time period was like. Reading about slavery from a man who experienced it firsthand is as close as we'll ever get to truly understanding what it was like. This relates back to my first point about history repeating itself. Gaining an understanding of our past wrongdoings helps keep them in the past. Finally, reading works like Douglass's teaches us where our current issues stem from. Racism is something that's been proven to be very alive in the US today, even if some people choose to believe otherwise. When it comes to differences in education levels, employment rates, and even targets of police brutality between certain races, some people argue that it's because one race is simply smarter than another, or one is not as dangerous as another. But when you take the time to step back and learn about the differences between the races today, you realize why we have those problems in the first place. And that is why reading Frederick Douglass's works is so important.